I got in trouble with my podcast partner, Jocko Willink, one time because he's a New England Dutchman whose his family, it's near and dear to, they're Dutch, but very near and dear to their heart that Winston Churchill is a hero, right?
Well, everyone
thinks that. He really thinks that. And I told him that I think, and maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic, maybe, but I told him, maybe trying to provoke him a little bit, that I thought Churchill was the chief villain of the Second World War.
I mean, he oversaw the starvation of millions of Bengal Indians and said they breed like rabbits, so it didn't matter. He was incredibly racist and conservative. What did you dislike about him, out of curiosity?
He didn't kill the most people. He didn't
He killed millions of people, but, you know.
Most atrocities. But I believe, and I don't really think, I think when you really get into it and tell the story right and don't leave anything out, you see that he was primarily responsible for that war becoming what it did.
What? Oh, sure, yeah. Hold on one second. When did Churchill become PM? 10th of May, 1940. That's interesting. Hey, when did World War II start again? This is another common Nazi line. Everyone but Hitler started the war. It was Poland's fault for engaging in like the massacre of ethnically German people in Western Poland. You know, it was the Treaty of Versailles and all of the signatories on it for exploiting Germany. Depending on how overtly Nazi they are, they can be like, no, actually, it was the Jews for declaring economic warfare on Germany during the Great Depression. You know, they can never. It's a fundamentally cowardly ideology. Even though fascists are always on the attack, in reality, to them, to their rhetoric, they are always on the defensive. They are always responding to something. They are always pushed into something. They can never own their positions, you know? This is where rhetoric sharply differs in terms of like radical political descriptions between the left and the right. The left doesn't do this. When the left talks about the things that they have done or the things they take credit for, they talk about it affirmatively. For instance, have you noticed how very often, even like red fascist types, like people who defend Stalin, they'll say stuff like, Stalin did this. Stalin invaded Eastern Germany and Berlin. Stalin, you know, the doctor's plot, purge the dissidents, the kulaks, whatever. Stalin did things. But if you listen to Nazis propagate their talking points, they're always talking about how Hitler was forced to do things. This is a key distinction, I think, that is almost specific to Nazism, not just like fascism broadly, because I think Stalin was a fascist, of course. I think that, you know, defense of Stalin is a defense of fascism, a fascist apologia. But there is something specific to the Nazi ideology where they never take credit for what they actually believe. It's always something. It's Poland. It's the burning of the Reichstag. It's the Jews engaging in economic warfare against Germany in the Great Depression. It's the Treaty of Versailles. It's always, 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 they're the victims, some other group of people. And now it's like, oh yeah, Churchill, who became prime minister in May 1940. He was the guy responsible for starting World War II. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure, man. It definitely wasn't, I don't know, Adolf Hitler. Definitely not.